Good afternoon. Greetings from Hanoi, North Vietnam, the belly of the beast. This is one of the last three communist nations on earth, and of course North Vietnam was our opponent in the Vietnam War. Right behind me is the tomb. That's where Ho Chi Minh is buried, and seeing it for the first time in Vietnam for the first time. But no trip to Vietnam is complete without a trip up here to Hanoi. You look around, we're standing on a parade ground. So they had the victory parades here celebrating the 50-year anniversary of the fall of Vietnam and the reunification of the two Vietnams. Behind me, that's where their government sits. That's their White House. So here we are. If you were, this was the place not to be during the Vietnam War, because if you were a fighter or a bomber pilot overhead and you were shot down, you ended up going to the famous Hanoi Hilton just down that way. I'm going to go see it later. You may have noticed, the people that are observant, why I wore tiger stripes. That's my solidarity, having supported special operations in my career, special forces, and a shout out to a good friend of mine growing up, Master Sergeant Rainwater from Douglasville, Georgia. He was a good friend and a mentor in our church growing up, and he was a 5th Special Forces member and a 2-tour veteran of MACV SOG. So he, of course, died of cancer years ago, but never got to see Hanoi. So I'm seeing this for all my Vietnam veteran friends and for Master Sergeant Rainwater. So up here doing my thing as a military historian, seeing all that I can see, and coming up to visit the man himself, Ho Chi Minh. A lot of people don't know this, but Ho modeled the Constitution of the Vietnamese after our Constitution and our Bill of Rights. But the clever people in Washington chose to fall in on the French side and agreed to support the French in the Civil War between North and South. And we ended up splitting the country in two and starting a war that lasted over 10 years and cost over 58,000 U.S. lives. Probably killed 2 or 3 million Vietnamese in the time being. So looking back on it, 50 years, you could see it was a tragedy and it was avoidable, like most wars. So a lot of blood was lost. And anyway, we look it through the eyes, looking back in history. Me as a historian and history major, it's a place I always wanted to come. All right, ciao for now. This has been a Cav Daddy Productions.